Hi, this is Suveen and you're listening to Emometrics Night Talk Show. Wherever you are, however you're feeling, stay tuned. Emometrics Night Talk Show. After depression, people either become too soft or too hard. If you have experienced unfortunate experience of depression, you must relate. You either become too soft or too hard, or you have known someone. Their personality entirely changes. So what happens? Is it the type of depression they had? Or something else? What happens to people? I know, hurt changes people. But why so often people who used to be too soft, after going through something like depression, become too hard, too defensive, too aggressive? And why it is so, people who are very hard, callous, insensitive, start being sensitive, soft, caring, generous. What happens? Sure, pain changes people. It does. But what decides how people are going to change? What part of pain? Is it pain at all? Or is people themselves? It's not the type of depression that decides they're going to be soft or hard. It's generally type of person that decides how you're going to be. Many times you only get to know about yourself when you have gone through something, a certain event, a phase, a major event in life, event like depression. It's usually your inner self that comes out. But this is not limited to your persona, personality, and the kind of person you are. It's much more than that. And we need to understand that how to know, and how to know for sure that if you have become soft or hard, or more clearly, many times people claim to be strong, not realizing they have become hard. So what happens? How do you know that you have been strong or hard? And how do you differ? So you know that you have become strong when you are soft outside and tough inside. And you have become hard if you're tough outside and soft inside. It's important that you figure out what has depression made you. Has it made you strong? Or has it made you hard? Are you nice to people? Are you good to people? Are you kind to people? Compassionate to people? And it looks so kind of you. But when the situation comes, no matter how difficult, you take it in. Because you're tough inside. So you have accessibility. People come and you're welcome. You're not afraid to hug people. You're not afraid to invite people. You're not afraid to share. Because you know that you're tough inside. People can't harm you. You develop the capacity to face things. But you don't outrightly reject from outside. Because if you do, then you're not strong. You're hard. You're defensive. You're scared. You're scared that if someone is able to break that wall and come inside, it might smash you. So figure out what the depression has made you. Now this is a story of you. But what about if you are the one who helps people with depression? What makes you an ultimate professional, an ultimate mental health professional? Is it about knowing and how much you have known? Yeah, maybe. It's also about knowing. But the ultimate question from a mental health professional is not about how much you know about depression. It's about how much you do about depression. What new formulas you have developed. What's your self-discovery technique? What's your creative ideas about helping people solve or go through this phase? You know, where everyone is learning the same thing, all you have is a copy of a copy. You have no different. And when you have a copy of a copy, you are a copy of a copy. Think about it. Isn't it a madness trying to be different by knowing the same thing that everyone else does? What makes you unique, different, and help you stand out in the crowd is your own experience. Your own tangible experience. Your own discovery. And not just the discovery, but the dare to put that discovery in a form of solution. Dare to experiment your learning. Dare to stand by your learning, to believe in your learning. So the question is never that how much you know about depression. The ultimate question is how much you do about it. Even when the symptoms are the same, it's never going to be the same. The way people perceive, the way they receive, and the way they go through, it's never the same. It's never the same. So ultimately, what you do about it defines what you know about it. And yeah, it's true, not all who go into depression come out of it. But the ones who do, they never remain the same. They never remain the same. It never leaves you the same. It changes everything about you, around you. It changes how you feel, think, and act. So if this is not you, but this is about someone you have known, know that they are never going to be the same. They will never be the same. at least the way you want them to be, or the way you wanted them to be, or wished them to be. The world is never the same. The way people see them is never the same. The way they see people is never the same. Yet this is a moment they get to know a lot of things they were never aware of. How people treat them or treated them while they were going through that phase. They get to see a new world entirely. They get to see a new phase entirely. And new faces entirely. It's one of the weakest moments in life that nobody wants, but everyone has it. So the question is, what to do about it? How to remain the same? Well, you don't have to. The only way to remain the same is to keep changing with the change. The problem is never how to remain the same. The problem is when we don't change with the change. Differences happen when we don't change. And actually, it's not about changing. It's about keep changing. It's a job. You want it or not, you have to take and perform. Sometime for your sake, sometime for others. And don't think about it. No. It's not always you who have to change. Same is the story with people. If they have to pace up with you, they have to keep changing with the change. It only looks like, feels like, that we bear someone too much, not realizing that there are people who bear us too much. It's the same story. Maybe never from the same person, but same story. Anytime you feel like that you have done a lot for someone, we forget someone has done a lot for us. It doesn't have to be from the same person. It's like depositing your money in the bank. When you deposit, you don't focus on getting the same note that you deposited. You just get the same value from anywhere you want, at any time you want. My name is Suveen and you're listening to Motivator's Night Talk Show, and we are talking depression. Depression, where nothing is normal. Stress is, but not depression. Stress is a part of life. Most of us mistake stress with depression, not realizing that when the stress is out of control, when the stress becomes disorder, it turns into depression. Keep listening. If you have more questions on this, or you want to share your story, join me. I would love to hear your story. Did you ever have it? Or made you have it? How you came out of it? Who was there with you when you were coming out of it? Were you all alone? How it felt? Worse? How worse? What did you do? What were your coping mechanisms? You want to share your story? I would love to hear. My name is Suveen and you're listening to Motivator's Night Talk Show. See you soon.